What's up everybody, we are here in Tokyo and we're about to go on an amazing ramen tour. I got a bunch of amazing ramen places ready to show you guys, so please stay tuned and let's go on for an amazing ride. Alright, let's do it. First stop of our ramen tour here in Shibuya, Tokyo. We're out in the middle, pretty far from the city. First of all, we're going to visit the top-rated, #1 on table log, Menya Itto. And they open at 11. We're here about half an hour early, so we got a little bit of a wait. Line's a little bit long, but it shouldn't be too bad. And I'm excited to try this out. This is apparently the top-rated tsukemen in Tokyo, so I'm as excited as you are, so let's check it out. Let's have some. So if you guys don't know what tsukemen is, it's actually a dipping noodle where the broth is heavily concentrated and the noodles are usually thicker and chewier. So the combination makes for an amazing blend of flavors and umami. The dipping broth is made with a special blend of seafood stock, pork, and a special chicken stock topped with scallions and menma. It's got a very complex flavor, but it is also deceptively heavy and salty. Alright, I'm going to take the first taste of the broth. Here we go. It's quite thick, it's quite salty, it's got a nice fishy flavor. It's got a pretty strong taste of chicken too. The noodles are made with a blend of 5 different flours, and it gives them a very unique flavor profile. I really love the thick slices of suvi chicken and pork chashu that comes with the noodles. When you're eating ramen noodles, it's customary to slurp and make lots of noise. This is supposed to enhance your sense of taste and make your ramen taste even better. Alright, here we go, first bite right here. Noodles are really good. Noodles got a lot of good texture. Nice chew, got a nice egg flavor to it. Overall, pretty good. You see, we got some chicken meatballs. This is kind of a specialty right here. And then we have the sous vide pork. We actually ordered the large size noodle, which comes with extra dipping broth. The large size is about half a kilo of noodles, so don't order it unless you are extremely hungry.
It really is that good.
We're here in Kamata, and we are going to try out the famous Miyamoto Niboshi Tsukemen. So this place actually uses the same noodles as Menya Itto, except they use a Niboshi sardine-based broth. And it's very, very similar. We're going to give it a try, so let's have it. Let's check it out. The super pungent sardine aroma really took me by surprise. I didn't quite know what to expect, but I will admit I was a little bit intimidated by the broth's consistency and aroma. I'm really excited because the noodles here are the same amazing noodles served at Menya Itto, and the pork chashu looks incredibly delicious. First I'm going to have a taste of broth. It has a strong Niboshi flavor. Really strong. This pork is super delicious. I'm not sure how they prepared it, but it's smoky and super savory and tender. After you finish all your noodles, don't forget to pour some dashi soup into your leftover dipping sauce and enjoy. A pretty solid bowl of tsukemen. I definitely come back here again. Comparable to Menya Itto, except a quarter of the weight and pretty much 90% of the quality. Actually, the chef here used to work at Menya Itto, so the preparation techniques were actually very similar. I was giving a lot of shit to Menya Itto for using microwaves to heat up the bowl, heat up the broth, and turns out it must be a Menya Itto thing because this place does the exact same thing. Now to our next stop, it's Fuunji. We're about to try the super well-known Fu-unji Ramen here in Shinjuku, Tokyo. This is one of my personal favorites and I come here every time I visit. It's usually pretty busy because it's close to the train station, but the ramen here is absolutely delicious, so you really can't miss it. So one of the first things you'll notice is that the chef rinses the noodles with cold water. This creates a nice temperature contrast between the noodles and the broth and enhances all the different flavors in the broth. The dipping broth here is one of my absolute favorites. It's got so many different layers of flavors, it's really hard to describe unless you try it. On the first bite you might taste the fish, but then on the next bite you'll get deep notes of chicken. It's made with a combination of rich bonito stock and reduced chicken stock, topped with this flavorful fish powder. I feel like this bowl is an endless treasure chest. As I kept on eating, I got excited every time I found a delicious chunk of pork, bamboo, or the egg in the broth. Once you finish all your noodles, don't forget to add some dashi soup into the rest of your dipping broth. It's really like a whole new dish and the final act of a tasty tsukemen meal. It's also another reason why I really enjoy tsukemen rather than the regular soup ramen. Overall, I gotta say, Fuunji is still one of my favorite ramen shops here in Tokyo. Given its convenient location and delicious food, it's really a can't miss if you plan to visit Tokyo in the future.